Welcome to another edition of All Ball Chicago. I'm your co-host, Robert Bobby Reed, and I got the legend, the NBA veteran, the McDonough All-American, your host, Marcus Liberty, with me on this one, but we got two special guests in the building today, two Simeon alumni, father and son tandem, Melvin Nunn, back in 1987, one of my guys, and then Kendrick Nunn to come through in the year 2000 and do his thing. Now with the NBA Miami Heat. Welcome Kendrick Nunn and Melvin Nunn to All Ball Chicago. Welcome to the show, fellas.
Thank you for having us, man. Thanks for having us.
No question, man. And I had to get this tandem on right here, man, because I saw the relationship that you guys had, man, father and son relationship. So I wanted to get Melvin and Kendrick on, man, just to talk about how important father and son relationships are, man, and just have some fun with it today. So let's start off with you, Melvin, man. Like, I know you played basketball at Simeon, went on to college, played ball, and then you had a son, and then did you put that ball in his hand early or it was later on?
No, I put the ball in his hand, I want to say probably when he was 2 years old.
Okay.
And then when he was 3, I saw that left hand form. I don't know how he became a lefty. Because there's nobody in the family that's a lefty.
Wow.
But he do everything left and right. He only is an athlete with his left. Everything else he right-handed.
Wow.
Right, he eat right-handed, right-handed, everything. He just play that ball left-handed.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. And when he was 3 years old, bought him that first rim. He shot that first jump shot, and he even got the picture too when he was 3. Shot that jump shot with his left. It was perfect.
Wow.
Perfect. At 3.
At 3. And then he played his first organized 5-on-5, I want to say when he was 5 years old, 6 years old. And I'm talking with referees. He made his first 3 when he was, I think, I want to say 2nd grade. He made his first official 3-pointer with a.
And it wasn't no throw. It wasn't no throw shot.
It was me and the coach. I know y'all know Double, Daryl Morgan.
Yeah,
man. Daryl was coaching the team. Kendrick shot that jump shot with his left in the corner. I'm talking about 10-foot rims.
Wow.
Man, Double just looked at each other and say, man, you see that? From that point on, man, he been shooting that rock just like that, just like when he started.
Wow. So now let's go to Kendrick. Now. Kendrick, what do you remember about Pops? I know you've been hearing stories about your Pops, so share a little bit about what you been hearing about your Pops when he was growing up.
I was just seeing newspapers and stuff like that always in the basement of my house growing up, a bunch of pictures and articles and stuff like that back when he was playing professionally and in high school. But, when I was growing up, he wasn't playing professionally no more. He was just playing real recreational basketball, so just 5-on-5 open gym with other guys and stuff like that. So that's really much all I got to see.
You can say it, man. He's old. He was old.
No, what's so funny, Liv, my first game competitive that I invited him to, he was graduated from 8th grade. We was at Fuller Park.
Okay.
We was playing with Jabba and all them guys.
Yeah. And
I brought Kendrick. And that's the first time he really saw me get down. I went down with a back injury.
Oh, no.
And so Kendrick was on my team, and I was like, you got to kill these folks. Man, he shot game winner in Jabba's face.
Wow.
That's when guys was like, man, this boy gonna be cold.
Yeah, and I remember when I first saw him, I think it was at Chicago State, when you had told me, you said, man, watch my son. And I was like, all right, I'm going to check him out. And I think they was playing against Jaleel at Chicago State. I think that was a game at Chicago State. Whitney Young, did they play Whitney Young at Chicago State?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was a holiday tournament or something they were doing. And you said, watch my son. And I was like, whoa, he shot that jump shot with the left, and it went in. I was like, oh, man, he got a flamethrower. And then he came back down again. But when I was watching him, when I was watching Kendrick play, I was like, he's so smooth with it. You know, like you don't know if he gonna shoot the jump shot or take it to the rack and try to jam on you. You know, like that's what kind of game he had. So when I saw him, I'm like, man, dude, your son gonna be something special. And then the rest is like history, man. He started being on these USA, basketball teams, man, and doing his thing like that.
Right.
Kendrick, how was it, man? Because name some of those guys that was on that team with you when you was on that USA team.
Pretty much the whole team has been in the NBA now. I mean, we had Tyus Jones, Jabari Parker, Jaleel Okafor, Stanley Johnson, Aaron Gordon, myself, Theo Pinson. There's a bunch of guys. I think the whole roster pretty much in the league now. Maybe one guy that's not. So it was great. I got to play with them early at an early stage, so I knew I fit in with, what was going on in that level of basketball. So I always knew.
So did you always have that mental toughness? I know coming from Chicago, we all had it. I just wanted to see, how it was built into you, like how was that mental toughness built in? Did you get beat up one time on the court? Somebody, talked a little trash. What was it like, man, growing up in Chicago?
I mean, it was fun, just that Red South, playing in the Red South, and then going to Simeon. It was competitive every day, even with guys that's not even playing in the game, guys that's on the bench, playing against them every day. That was those guys that go the hardest. So just playing against them every day made me better and created my competitive spirit.
Yeah, I saw that. Go ahead, man.
But it was, I could remember way before that.
Okay.
Because, when I bought the house, first thing I went and got is basketball rim. You got to have a basketball court in the driveway.
Right.
Gotcha.
So it was fortunately that we had a lot of guys on the block that was 3-4 years older than Ken. And they used to come back there and they used to go at it. I'm talking about he was in 3rd grade, because I think we've been in this house since he was 4 years old. So when he was 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 years old, he was hooping in the yard, and these guys on the block, they was 4, 5 years older than him. And I used to have all of them in the yard. And they weren't giving him no slack. He was shooting it, they blocking it. And then that's how he learned how to really shoot and start dunking the ball, because he was trying to dunk on the bigger guys.
Wow. Do you remember that, Kendrick? Do you remember that?
Yeah, most definitely.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that was before I started. That was before Simeon days, where that journey really started. That backyard was where it happened at.
I believe you, man. And you got a great dad too, man. Me and him talk, and when we get an opportunity to talk, man, even though Simeon guy and McKean guy, we always got love, man. Every time I see your pops, every time I see your pops, man, nothing but love, man. And he speaks so highly of you, man. And I'm the same way. So it's like you my son too. When I'm watching you hoop, man, in the league, I'm like, I gotta watch Kendrick. People were like, man, who is Kendrick? I'm like, man, he from the Chi, man. I gotta watch this kid. I gotta watch him. So even though you went to Simeon, dude, you still Chicago to me. You Chicago. So I always look at it like that, man, when I see you out there hooping and doing your thing. But I want to go back to your college days at Oakland, man, when you were at one time you was leading the nation in scoring, and I think your players, may have seen that. Did you feel a little tension, at Oakland when you was doing all that, with the coach putting that rock in your hand and moving you to the point guard position?
Yeah, that was a big step in my career and what I wanted to be, playing at Oakland and transitioning to that point guard position. So that's something that I had in the back of my mind. And when I went to Oakland, that's something I spoke about with Coach Campbell, and we was on the same page about it. So it clicked, and I mean, it happened. I put in enough work to be able to do it, and we made it happen.
Yeah, that's what's up. And I saw that too, man. I was like, he at the point now? I said, that's nice, man. And then, now you're playing in the lead as a point guard. So you're actually playing your natural position to me right now.
Exactly.
Right. Ups to Campy, man. Ups to Campy for letting him do it.
Yeah. So
let me ask Kendrick some, both of y'all something though. Was it a point that you got to, like when you finished at Oakland, and then you was going through the process like, am I gonna make it? You know, like, is this gonna happen? And then you signed with Miami because you was at Golden State first, right?
Yeah.
So, Melvin, was it a point where y'all was kind of like, you was coaching them through it like, dog, just stay with it, man. Just stay with it.
It was, you know what? We really didn't talk too much about it. We just was at the moment. You know, you got to play to get there first.
Right.
Because if going from a high major to a mid major, your numbers got to go double up.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And what was so nice about it, that's what Campy said to him when he was saying, hey, I need you here because I'm gonna make you a pro.
Wow.
Oh.
So when a coach tell you I'm gonna make you a pro in 1 year, man, you shake that coach hand and say, I'm on my way. And that's what he did. That's what he did.
Not really. It really wasn't about making me a pro because I was like a pro at Illinois.
Right.
Right.
So just going there.
No, Kendrick, you was a pro in Simeon. You was a pro at Simeon.
Right.
You
know what I'm saying? So when I went to Oakland, it was just we was on that same page, and he seen my ability to score the ball. So move me to that transition to that point guard, having the ball in my hands more. It made it was my natural position, so it worked out.
And it made you actually a better scorer.
Exactly.
Yeah, because you was playing with Jabari, and y'all was kind of like tag teaming, but Jabari was the dog, right? He was your big bro. Y'all was bros. Y'all did it together.
Yeah.
It was like Jabari, right? But then Kendrick comes along, firing that mug up. You like, dude was quiet. You know what I'm saying? Melvin, your son always been quiet.
He's the same today. Pat Riley even said, I talked to Pat Riley. Pat said, I just want him to smile a little bit when he trace somebody up or when he hit somebody. Your son. I said, Pat Riley said, once I see him smile, then I know he love it. He love what he do.
Cause hey, you was sneak dunking on a few people this year, boy.
Yeah, man.
I was like, you got JaVale McGee, right?
A couple bodies, man.
I know, I saw that. I was like, so how tall are you, Kendrick?
About 6'3" for sure.
Well, I'll tell you, boy, killers ain't got no size, baby.
But what make his game so special? He got that three ball. So when you have that three ball, they gotta respect that. So when they come out on you, like, man, I'm going by you and I'm gonna go to the rack hard. I'm gonna get your body, So I'm trying to get me a body on somebody. And when I see you play, man, it's just like you having fun, man. It's like you belong there for one. You belong in the NBA. You can see that. And you still have that chip because I think you still got something to prove or that you want to prove because you probably have goals that you set and you want to meet. So tell us a little bit about some of those goals, man, that you're looking forward to this coming season.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we be able to finish this season off, and hopefully still looking to win a championship. If we could end this season. It's been so long. It feels like we disconnected with the season, but hopefully when it comes back, I'm still in that rookie of the year race. Hopefully I get that one, and a couple more accomplishments as well. But years to come, I'm always just looking to develop my game. I'm trying to be an all-star next year, so I got a big summer ahead of me this summer. So that's what I'm working towards.
My man, and Kendrick, the reason why I asked you that, man, because it's so many guys, man, that they are so happy just to make it to the league, and when they make it, they don't have goals. They don't set anything aside, like what they're trying to get. I was that player. I was like, man, you know what? I just want to make it to the league, and I'm good. And now you gotta keep going. You gotta keep striving to be the best basketball player you can be, because there's somebody else coming in there.
No doubt.
So that's good. You setting goals, man.
No doubt.
Hey, Mel, I want to ask you this though, man. Having a young son going into that league, sometimes the league could be a trap if you go to the wrong organization. How does it feel to know that your son is playing for Pat Riley because he's not taking no stuff? He got to work his butt off. I heard Pat is tough.
Well, no, Kendrick found that out the first meeting he had with Pat Riley. He told me. So I I already knew what Pat Riley was about, but then when Ken heard it and saw it for himself, man, he knew he went on to Miami and just did everything that they told him to do on the court, working out. And he got better just in 2-3 months at Miami for that first summer.
Because I heard they got the most strenuous workouts, right, Kendrick? They said if you can survive a Pat Riley workout, you can play anywhere in the league.
No doubt. We putting in some work for sure. Like it's no easy work. We putting in some work.
Yeah, and he, Pat Riley, he's one of those guys, because I worked out with him one time, man, tried out for the Miami, and I was like, what? You testing speed and jumping and doing all this stuff? I don't know if Pat Riley's still doing that type of workout where he had, these guys, these beds in the gym. Like, these guys didn't go home. Alonzo Mourning and Tim and them, it's like, man, you're going to work. If you get tired, you're going to lay down over here, then we're going to come back 2 hours later. So them guys never even went home, man. So, but yeah, Pat Riley is... He is a mastermind, man, of getting guys and getting the best out of players, man.
Right.
And I think that he saw something in Kendrick, and I think, man, he took that chance, and look what happened, man. You went in there and started.
And then, Liv, if you buy in, I think if you buy in 150% on what Pat Riley and that Miami Heat does, you can stay there for a long time.
I agree.
He ain't lying. And that's what he see in him. He like, okay, Dwayne Wade on his way out. Okay. How did it feel though? And I heard that comment, Kendrick, so I wanted to come back to this, Liv. Y'all gonna try to win it this year?
Of course.
That's what I'm talking about. Because I had y'all coming out of that East. I ain't told nobody. I was like, okay, they got buckets, they got nephew over there. They got the pieces.
Yeah.
Well, you just said it now.
Well, Liv.
You just said it. On All Ball Chicago, that's your team. You want them to win it.
Yeah, they was on pace, man. I mean, the way that they put that team together, man, I think it was poised to be able to make a run.
So, Kendrick, how would you feel like, man? You know, the season is like short. You know, would you feel like, man, that any team that will win it this year? Did you feel that, like, man, did we really deserve this? Because we really didn't really like play a whole season. You know,
it's hard to say, man.
I know, man. That's what I was just thinking like that, because I'm like, damn, I want to win a championship, but do I want to win it like this with this COVID-19? And then I don't know how they're gonna format it or anything like that, but it's gonna be very interesting to see how they do this.
It is. It's gonna be very interesting. Hopefully we can make it happen, though. We definitely have to sacrifice our summer in order to get it done, though.
Now, tell us a little bit about Simeon. Coach Rob, man. I want to know some stories about Coach Rob, because that's my man. So tell us some stories about it. But I remember we was in St. Louis, and we was at the Nike program in St. Louis, and somebody got him for his shoes, man, and he was pissed. He was pissed, boy. But just tell us some stories about him, man. Something funny, man, if you got any.
Man, Coach Rob is a great guy. I mean, he's another like a mentor to me, to be honest. Coming in Chicago, going to Simeon and playing under his wing for 4 years, it's been an honor. And he the type of coach that don't take no BS neither. You know what I mean? Like, if you ain't coming to play that day, he gonna let you know about it, and it ain't gonna be in nice words. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
He'll let you know about it. And the assistant coaches as well. So everybody that's on that staff, that coaching staff, from head to bottom is on point and love what they're doing over there. And they still doing it. So they're getting the youth better. So I love what they're doing for Chicago.
That's what's up.
Hey, man, let me ask Melvin something, Liv. You had Coach Hambrick and you know Rob.
Right.
What do you see in those two coaches, man? They styles.
The styles are totally different because, the style Rob has is changing a little bit because the kids are changing.
Mm-hmm.
But when Kendrick went there as a freshman, the style was, man, the same. Kendrick Nunn was running Mishmaster. They was running the passing game because those guys had the style of play that Rob really, really wanted to use. Mm-hmm. And with Hambrick and Rob, they had similarities because it was they way or the highway. Man, I remember Rob took all the uniforms. Remember that, Kendrick? Rob took everybody's uniform, dog. And he said, I'm about to pick the team all over again. And this was during the playoffs.
He really did. Took everybody uniform.
He took everybody uniforms. And he had personal meetings with each player about what he wanted out of them from this point on going forward to the end of the rest of the season. And if he didn't give you a uniform, hey,
you not on the team.
Not on the team.
That's what's up.
Rob seemed like a cool, calm, collective dude, you know.
Man, I didn't get in none of them guys' business when Kendrick was there. I let them coach. I didn't say nothing.
And that's what
I wanted to coach.
And that's what I wanted to ask you, man. Like when you see, like, because we can help some parents and sons relationships of how they do it with the coaches. You know, like when I'm pretty sure you did this, Melvin, with Kendrick. When I signed over to Rob and talked to Rob at Simeon and said, "You got my son, teach my son. I'm gonna stay out the way." But on the flip side, there's some parents that can't do that.
Right.
You know, so talk about that a little bit.
You know what, Lil? When you said that word, get out, I didn't even tell Rob that. Because, you know, me and Rob had a relationship from day one. You know, me and Rob been knowing each other for 35 years. I didn't have to tell Rob what I was going to do. I didn't have to ask him what he was going to do.
Right.
Because if I wasn't comfortable Kendrick going there, I wouldn't have sent him there.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't my place to tell Rob how to coach. And Kendrick even contested this. I never, man, you should have been doing this. You should have been doing that. Man, you got to shoot the ball more. Man, I didn't do none of that. Guess who told him to do what I just said? Coach Rob. I remember Kendrick was a freshman. They lost their first game to Curie by 2. Kendrick was starting on sophomore team. Kendrick was a guy that scored, 15, 16 points a game his freshman year. Kendrick had 2 points. They was at practice the next day. He had sophomore team on one side, varsity team on the other side. After he got through talking to the varsity team, he came over to the sophomore team, got in Kendrick's face. Kendrick remember this. He said, "Man, I didn't bring you over here to score 2 points. Y'all lost by 2 points." I think Kendrick maybe shot the ball maybe 2 or 3 times his first game. I didn't say nothing. I said, "Y'all lost the game. You know how you played." I knew Rob Nunn was going to get on him. Right. And Rob Nunn got on him. Dude went from 2 points that first game to 17, 18 points every game after that.
That's huge.
So, Kendrick, do you think that was that you wanted to hear that from your coach, like to give you that encouragement, to go out and get buckets pretty much? Like, because some players are like that. They need to hear from their coach that you believe in me, that you want to see me take this next step. Or some players just go through the motions and say, you know what, I'm just going to take what I can when I get it. But if I hear from my coach, I'm going to take my game to a whole nother level. So was that like that with you or no?
Yeah, it's definitely like that with me. Especially at that early age, I needed a coach like that to instill that in me, and because he seen my talent and what I was and my gift and what I was able to do. And you know what I'm saying, that just helped me gain confidence as a player. So, but in some players they may get sensitive about it and things like that, but that makes that separates the good between the great. How you can take adversity and the coach coaching you, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it helped me.
Right.
Wow.
He never backed down when somebody chewed him out. And Coach Thomas was crazier than Rob.
Yeah.
Wow.
So Coach Thomas the one do a lot more hollering than Rob does. And if you could take that as a freshman.
Tell some of our listeners who Coach Thomas is, because we got listeners from all over.
Right. Coach Thomas is the head he was the head sophomore coach and the head assistant coach on the varsity team.
Okay.
So now he's just the head assistant, and he gave the head coaching job to the sophomore team, to the younger coaches.
Okay.
But he been with Rob from day one. and Coach Thomas was the hardest of them all. And then, like Kendrick said, Kendrick didn't back down to what he was trying to get out of him. He just responded on the floor. And I just let it be. I didn't say, man, you hollering at my son too much, man. Man, cool out on him sometimes. Let him hoop, man. I didn't say none of that. I just say, hey, that's your coach. That's your coach. I ain't your coach. I'm not gonna coach you while the game going on. I ain't screaming. I ain't hollering. I ain't shoot the ball, Ken. Man, Ken, why you took, man, I'm sitting up there eating my popcorn, eating my Snicker, and watching the game. If I had something to say to Ken, I'd say something to him when we get in the crib. Like, man, your shot was, I won't say you played bad. I said, man, your shot was off a little bit. You need to, release it a little higher sometimes. I gave him those type of encouragements. I never talk about negative, that you could have did this better, you could have did that better. I said, hey, I tell him that now in the pros. I'd be like, Ken, man, your shot flat.
Right.
You tired? He's like, and then he'll say, yeah, it's a little flat, but I'm gonna get it together. And then when he went on like a 6-5 game slump, I was like, man, what's going on? He said, man, it's like that in the NBA. We got 84 games.
And this ain't college or high school.
Oh man, that's too funny.
And, that woke me up. I said, oh, okay, I understand that. Yeah, you gonna have maybe 5 games where you gonna score maybe 10 or 5 or 7.
Hey.
And what about that pace though, Kendrick? That pace in the league is crazy, right?
Different league for sure. I mean, it's grown men.
Wow.
Who one of the toughest people? I'm sorry, Liz.
No, go ahead.
Who one of the toughest people you faced so far out there?
The toughest, I mean, of course, like guys like LeBron and Kawhi, you know what I'm saying? That you're really not gonna be able to stop it, and they feel like a brick wall when you touch them. You know what I'm saying? But other little quick guards like Kemba Walker, you know what I'm saying? Ish,
Right.
That's real underrated. Quick guards.
You say Ish?
Yeah, man.
It's cold, ain't he, man?
Yeah. I mess with Ish. I like his game.
Okay.
Yeah, look, quick guards. I mean, them the hardest to guard, but they got to guard me too. So.
My man.
So who is the best shooter in the family? Because I heard your sister ball too, right?
Yeah.
Oh yes, Kendall.
So who's the best shooter, man?
Hey, Kendall can shoot, but I might have to take that one.
Kendall started off a better long range shooter than he was.
Okay.
But I think Kendall had that unconsciousness. She'll shoot it from the hash. For real. She was she didn't nobody have to tell her to shoot the ball. Because I saw every last one of her games. They used to let her at Morgan Park, they let her do what she wanted to do. She started there as a freshman and was on varsity every single game and every single year. And sometimes I used to say, man, Ken, you need to put it up like that. So she used to put it up. That's what made him real tough. Let it be said.
Got tired of you hearing that you said that?
No, Reed. Kendall made him tough and each other tough because they used to beat each other up in the backyard.
Oh.
I used to knock on the window and say, hey, that's it.
Wow.
Ain't nobody about to get no broken arms and y'all get to start fighting because y'all playing this tough one-on-one.
Right.
But yeah, they used to go at it.
So
they used to go at it.
That again shows me that mental toughness that Kendall had, man. Like Kendrick had. I mean, like you doing that against your sister, man? Like,
he was beating up on me. Hey, he was better than me growing up for sure until about 11 years old. Then I started winning.
Wow. So man, you had a hell of a college career, man. And I'm just gonna say the 1 year, man, playing at Oakland, man, doing your thing, putting up them type of numbers, having that coach believe in you, man, and taking your game to a whole nother level. And then that road that you took to get to the league, man, going through the G League and just staying focused. Let's talk a little bit about that, man. How did you maintain that focus that what you were really trying to get, because a lot of people would have quit. A lot of people would have said, man, this might not be for me.
Yeah, it was tough, to be honest. I mean, after getting waived and being assigned to the G League, I had options whether stay in the States, playing the G League, or really go overseas and collect some money, you know what I mean? But so that was a very tough decision. So I ended up deciding to stay because I knew, man, I was whooping on guys all summer, and these was the guys getting drafted. So I'm like, nah, let me go ahead and stay in it. We're going to have to play, and eventually this season, I'm going to go ahead and get my call up, and sure enough, that happened.
Man, Kendrick, I'm just saying, I'm thinking over here, man, like you rolled the dice, dude.
Yeah.
You actually rolled the dice because look, you have a family, right? You have a kid. You have a kid, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you rolled the dice on that one, man, and it came through for you because, I don't know if I would have did that route. I've been like, man, I got to take that money overseas, man.
Hey, it
Like,
was crazy because
right here.
I was this close to. I mean, it was coming through offers. I mean, but at the time where the contracts were getting converted to 2As and call ups, beginning of the year, January, I had an offer going to China. They was, you know what I'm saying, a couple $100,000 for only 2 months. You know what I'm saying? I'm making a salary in the G League. It's 30, you know what I'm saying? 30,000. So it was tough, but I mean, I bet on myself.
That's why I said, man, you rolled the dice on that one, kid.
Yeah,
you did. You did.
He bet on Liv. He bet on them numbers he was putting up in the G League coming off the bench.
Wow.
So you were coming off the bench in the G League?
Coming off the bench, averaging 20.
Damn.
Yeah.
They tried to push nephew further back, but he couldn't. They couldn't hold him back.
Man, he kept at it, man. He didn't let down.
And I see
that was a good part. And Leo was the funny part about it. His game elevated in the playoffs. In the playoff game in the G League, he averaged 30.
Damn.
And then that's when Pat Riley said, "Man, who is this?"
Pat Riley love him a Chicago guard, boy.
You know it.
He loved it. Kendrick, I want to ask you this, man, because for all the people that think the dudes on the bench in the NBA is busters just because they don't get in, can you talk about how talented these guys are that be on the bench, man? People think, oh, he's a buster. He's on the bench.
Not at all. I mean, to be honest with you, I would say you're this close to being an all-star and being on the bench. You know what I'm saying? It just depends on what organization you in, what type of coach you have. So, I mean, from every player from 1 to 15 has talent for sure and can put it and can go.
Glad you said that because, man, I hear kids saying, oh, he's a buster. I'm like, man, he'd come in Lifetime Fitness and store all of them on y'all, man.
Yeah.
Man, if you made it to the NBA, man, ain't no bombs, ain't no busters.
Right. That's what I say, Liv.
No.
Shoot,
not at all.
That's hard to do, man. A lot of people don't know how hard it is to really make it into that NBA, man. Mm-hmm. Everybody, and I'm not gonna never try to kill nobody's dream either. It's to each his own. If you feel that you can make it and you put the work in, then go ahead and try it. And if it doesn't work, you can go overseas. I know plenty of people that have already made a nice career, so I always tell my kids, man, I talk to, man, don't give up. You can make a living if you really believe in this sport and you really think it can take and support your family, man, do what's best for your family, man. If that means you have to go across the seas and make some money for 4 or 5 years or 6, 7, 8 years, then do it.
Yeah, that's after, if you don't get to the league, then you go there. I don't know, kids, I probably would have took that 200, Jack. I'd have been in China like a mug, Jack. With them Linings they wear. Oh, congratulations on signing too with Puma, right, Liv? We was talking about that. Yeah. Congratulations on that, man.
So we got to get our Puma gear, man. We got to get our Puma
gear. Leave it to the statue.
Yeah, we actually wrote Cox had us in Pumas at one time, Melvin. Man, we was rocking Pumas back in the day.
Really?
Yeah, man. Cox had us in everything, man.
Who were Pumas back then? Duckworth used to play for Portland.
Yeah.
He were Pumas.
Yeah, he sure was. So, Ginger, you have a boy or
say that again?
Do you have a boy or a girl?
Boy.
You about to put the rock in his hand.
He's sitting right here next to me asking about Papa.
You want to see Papa?
You got to wave at him. Yeah.
Man, this
What's
is
up,
a hot one
Bugs?
right here, man. This is a hot one, Liv.
Oh,
Liv,
yeah.
No,
this
man.
is a hot
We
one, big
had-
baby.
We had to get these two on, man, because you can see that bond, man. That's why I want
And that humbleness, man.
them to do this one, man, because like I said, it's not about, a high school team or anything like that. I said I wanted the father-son relationship. So Melvin and Kendrick can talk about their relationship, man. And did you buy your dad that Bentley yet, man?
I'm sure Melvin don't even want that, dude.
Man,
Melvin
you took
take a
the
Chevy.
hey Reed, you took the words right out of my mouth. I'm a Corvette guy.
Yeah, you got a bad Corvette, don't you?
Yeah.
Hey, Liv, he got a bad one, man.
I
But that's
think
a for our viewers to know that.
But they already know that. I had it for 8 years.
Yeah,
Right.
that boy cold, man. That's a cold one, man.
But you know what, Liv?
No, man, Miami beautiful. Uh-huh.
We did father, son, daughter too. You know, I've been with him from day one. We vacationed. We did it all as a family. You know, I took him to Disneyland, Disney World every year. You know, because I was fortunate. I worked every day.
Mm-hmm.
So, put him in a safe environment, because that's what I said I was going to do. I said, I'm not going to, raise my kids in a violent neighborhood. I want them to be able to walk up and down the street, ride their bikes, go to the park without me wondering if somebody going to drive by.
Mm-hmm.
And, they can say they had a very, very comfortable, excited youth growing up in the neighborhood because they didn't have to worry about anything. They had the protection that if they was worrying about anything, they had the protection just to hoop in the backyard. But as they got older, they start, they can go over their other friend's house or they can go run up to the park and hoop. And I wasn't saying, no, y'all can't do that because this guy over here. No, y'all go ahead, make sure y'all be back before it get dark or whatever. But, when it wasn't no ball, we was vacationing. They weren't running the streets, because, they knew I didn't stand for none of that. They understand what I wanted out of them. And that's why I didn't have no problems raising them. They did exactly what they needed to do. They was 8 students, Liv and Reed. We're talking about 8. Kendrick probably was a B when he got to high school. He got to start doing a little bit of other things than the girls, but he was an 8. He was a B student.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
My daughter was a 4.0 student all through high school, but I ain't had to worry about y'all gonna be Prop 48. Y'all hey, I said hey.
And both of your kids graduated from college, right?
Kendall got a master's.
Wow.
And then Kendrick got the BA, and he could get a master's if he really, really want to. But he don't. Hey, but Kendrick can tell you he don't like school. But you know what? He had to do what he had to do to keep playing that ball.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
He never was on the borderline at all with the books. Never, ever.
Wow.
That's man. When you see his grades, he always carried a 3.0 or better.
That's strong,
because I started them believing in education when they was 3 years old, 4 years old. They was going to daycare.
Is that something though, Melvin, that your dad instilled in you when you were growing up?
Say that again, Lip.
Was that something that your father instilled in you when you were growing up?
Oh yeah. It was the same thing. He believed in going to school. Then when you finish school, go to college, get a job, and keep a job.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
My man used to always tell me, don't ever quit a job if you ain't got one to go to the next day. Because what's the point? Then you're going to be unemployed.
Yeah.
So keep a job, stay out of trouble, do what you're supposed to do, and you ain't going to have no problems out of nobody.
That's beautiful, Melvin, man.
That
And that's
is.
important, man. And I'm glad people got a chance to see y'all in here together, interact, and how important the father's role is in his son's life. You know, we never get a chance to see this. So, man, shout out to y'all, man, for real, man. And everybody in Chicago, man, fathers in Chicago who got their sons hooping, man. You heard Melvin say he ain't in the stands hollering. And I see Rob make posts like that all the time. Parents need to be parents and let us coach the game. So
exactly,
good stuff, Melvin, man. Straight up, brother.
And I also, Kendrick, Kendrick, I know your mom played, an important role in your life as well.
Oh yeah.
But we just wanted to get Pops on, but I'm pretty sure your mom played a big part of your upbringing as well, man. So big shout out to moms too, man.
Shout out to moms, man, and everybody that helped, because it's a team effort. Now, I saw his draft party. I was watching it on the internet. Squid, Lenny Mac. Yeah. I saw it. I was like, damn, okay, let's rock. Yeah. So, Liv, anything else you want to leave with the good people before we get up out of chill, man?
Man, I always like, our guests, man, to talk to the, next generation of hoopers. So Kendrick, man, and Melvin. Let's start off with Kendrick and then end with his pops. What kind of advice would you give an up and coming hooper? Whether that's continue to go to school or man, if you work hard, this can happen. Whatever it may be. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I want to say that first and foremost, I know all kids have dreams. You know what I'm saying, and they dream big. So to follow those dreams is something that's not easy to do. So I would definitely recommend the kids to follow their dreams and work hard at whatever they want to do, and they can get it. I mean, you put that work in, you're gonna get results. It may not be as quickly as you want them, but if you keep working hard and be consistent with those work habits you have, you will definitely get good results. So that's one thing I have to say.
My man.
Yeah.
Man, with me is number one is no books, no ball first. If you can't exceed in classroom, you ain't gonna exceed on that basketball court. But when you get on that court, do what the coach tell you to do and listen to the coach. Mm-hmm. Your parents gonna give you advice on your game. They can't tell you what to do in a game when your coach is doing all the talking.
That's right.
What you gonna tell the coach? My mama and my daddy told me I don't supposed to do that. So you can't. It ain't gonna happen in nobody's program. So it's having the ability to learn what you're trying to learn, work at it, like Kendrick said, work at it all day, every day. Because the next person is working while you're not working, and pretty much that's about it. Just keep your head straight, learn, and keep it going.
That's what's up, man. That's good words of advice, man, to our listeners. And I'm definitely gonna be coming to some games this year, man, because I'm in Florida, so I'm like 3.5 hours away, man. So when you come to either, I can drive down to Miami or I can go to Orlando.
Okay. Cool.
Man, to check you out. So I'm gonna make sure I'll be coming to some of those games, man, to check you out. Man, and nothing but success to you, man, Kendrick. And I know you're gonna do well, man, and represent Chicago, man. Do it all for Chicago and Pops and your family, man. And
I will. I am.
Shout out to you, Melvin, for being a fantastic dad, bro.
I appreciate it, man.
And I'm still gonna take you up on that Coronas, man, and not the virus, the real Corona.
Hey, that truck's still running.
That's what I'm talking about.
That truck's still running, baby. I'm talking about that truck we got from you.
Oh, it's still rolling, right?
It's still rolling.
Man, that wasn't nothing wrong with that, baby. But, I was like telling brother-in-law, little nephew, like, hey, I ain't got to dodge nobody. But that's for another show, though, Melvin. But man, I'm glad y'all enjoy that, man. I was going to be on the level with y'all. So I appreciate y'all coming out and getting it.
Yes, sir.
All right.
All right, guys. Appreciate you, man. And give a shout out to All Ball Chicago, man.
Oh, yeah, All Ball Chicago. Number one, baby.
Shout out All Ball Chicago. Thanks for having us.
Thanks,
right.
man. Thanks, fellas.
Go enjoy
All
KD.
about Chicago.
All right. Peace, my brothers. Love you, man.
Peace.
Yes,
Peace.
sir.
All right.